So based off of everything that we've talked about so far, we get the idea that there could possibly be intelligent species out there, species we could actually signal or at least receive messages from. These ideas have led to SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. This has actually been going for a little over 50 years. Now, the way that this works is they get time on large radio telescopes and record radio noise coming from regions that we figure might possibly harbor life. Now, the hardest part that SETI has is actually analyzing the data. SETI is not actually a government institution. They do receive some government funding, but it's actually a group of individuals and a few universities who have taken on this project searching for the possibility of signals from intelligent species. So their main problem is actually sifting through the data. There's way more data than there are people who are actually able to analyze it. So because of this, they've actually developed what is known as SETI at Home. This is a citizen scientist project where, if you're interested, you can actually Google and find a program which you can download and install on your personal computer. When you are not using your computer, it can then download data from the internet and start using your computer to analyze it, looking for a signal that may actually be coming from some alien species. Now, I think that I read recently that SETI at Home may actually be turned off for now. So double check, Google, and make sure. But if you're interested, by all means, go ahead and do it. And how awesome would it be to say it was my computer that actually found the signal? I think that'd be super fun. Well, again, we kind of get this idea that there could be intelligent communicating species out there. So this actually leads to what is referred to as the Fermi paradox. Fermi's paradox states, so where are they? Given all of our simple assumptions of the possibility of life and intelligent life in the universe, they should be out there. And not just that, if you remember, the universe itself is 13.8 billion years old, meaning that there has been plenty of time for possible communication, expansion, settling on other planets. So if given the simple assumptions we have and the amount of time that life has had to spread out, it should be obvious that there's other life out there in the universe. And yet, we've had nothing confirmed. Nothing that we've ever seen that says, yes, that is absolutely some sort of alien artifact or alien signal. So the question is, where are they? Well, we can split the solutions, the possibilities of solution to Fermi's paradox into three categories. The first one is, we are alone. In other words, when you look at the Drake equation, you take the most pessimistic view that suggests it's just us and there is no one else, that's actually the right one. We are the only intelligent species in the entire universe. Second possibility is that interstellar travel and communication may be far harder than what we expect or what we think. Right now, we look at sci-fi movies like Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, or Firefly, if you're familiar with that one, and all of these show that interstellar travel is actually relatively easy, that you can get from here to there, no problem, and that you can communicate faster than the speed of light. Maybe those things just aren't right. Maybe the laws of the universe just can't be bent in those ways. And so it does take hundreds of millions of years for species to get from here to there. And communication only travels as fast as the speed of light. In that case, they really could be out there, and they may even be relatively close. But because of how slow all of these things are, we're just never going to see them. Our last possibility is that they are out there and they know about each other and they know about us, and for some reason they are choosing to hide themselves. So, a couple of possibilities for why this is. They look at the Earth and see what it is that we humans do one to another, and they don't want anything to do with that load of crazy down on that planet. So they are keeping themselves well and thoroughly hidden so that we don't find them and go after them too. Another possibility is maybe it's something similar to the Prime Directive from Star Trek, which, if you are familiar, the Prime Directive states non-interference until a species has arrived at some predetermined technological or civilized level. Then you remain silent. You allow them to develop in normal and natural ways. Now, once they cross a certain threshold, then they can be welcomed into the galactic civilization. But until that point, you make sure that they're allowed to develop naturally and normally. So, this is another possibility. At least for me personally, I really don't like this one. I don't like the idea that there is a super galactic empire that actually knows about us and for whatever reason is hiding themselves. This verges on paranoia. I also really don't like the very first one, that we are truly and utterly alone. The only solution to Fermi's paradox that actually makes me feel comfortable is number 2, that they're out there, and for whatever reason, we can't see them and they can't see us. That's the one that I like the best. Now notice, this is completely based on opinion. I have no scientific evidence for any of these things. It's just that number 2 makes me feel the best.